Hello, thank you for watching this video. So in this video we're doing question 1 of September 2023 question paper mathematics paper 1. This question paper is coming from the MPUMALANGA province. So first question will be solving equations. So let's go. 1.1, solve for x. So from 1.1.1 to 1.1.4 you are given equations that you are asked to solve. So here's the first one. So on the first one, we have two brackets, a3 minus x times 2 minus x. And the product of these two brackets is 0. So, as you might know now, if you're multiplying two brackets and the product is 0, that means either this bracket is 0 or that bracket is 0. So what you say, okay, it's either my 3 minus x is equal to 0 or 2 minus x is equal to 0. So that would mean your x is equal to 3 or your x is equal to 2. Done with this one. We go to the next one, 1.1.2. What are you given? You are given 2x squared plus 7x is equal to 2. So they say solve for x, they give you this equation. And then they say correct to 2 decimal places. So what do? If you want to solve a quadratic equation, the first thing we need it in the form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Right? You need it in this form. So to get this one in this form, you must transpose the 2 to the left-hand side of this equation. So what do you have? You have 2x squared plus 7x minus 2 is equal to 0. Right? And then on here, can attempt to factorize or use the quadratic formula. I'll use the quadratic formula because since they say correct to 2 decimal places, I would think that this doesn't have very nice factors. So let's use the quadratic formula. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of a discriminant all over 2a. So let's go. X is equal to negative b. What is your b? Your b is 7 plus or minus the square root of b squared. What is b? Is 7 all squared minus 4 into a. Your a is 2 and your c is equal to minus 2. Right? All divided by 2a. 2 times 2. Punch this in your calculator and see what you get. I'm going to use mine. So what is it? Negative 7 plus square root of 7 all squared minus 4 into a c all over 2 into 2. So you get that your x is equal to minus 7 plus or minus the square root of what? Of 65 all divided by 4, which is x is equal to, or your x is equal to. Then you write the decimal versions of these answers. So 0.27 or your x is equal to negative 3.77. So these are the solutions for this equation. So we move to the next one. The next one is saying it's 1.1.3, saying 4 plus 5x is greater than 6x squared, right? So this is what we have. That 4 plus 5x is greater than 6x squared. What do? You transpose this to the right hand side. So what you have? You have 0 is greater than what? It's greater than 6x squared minus 5x minus 4. Right? So if you write it in a more nicer way, it's more like 6x squared minus 5x minus 4 is less than 0. Right? Then what do? From here we find our critical values. write this and equate it to 0. So what you do is 6x squared minus 5x minus 4 is equal to 0. Next step, to factorize this guy, or use the quadratic formula to find the values of x. So let's try to factorize. Let's say we have 3x and 2x as the factors of this. This time this, it gives us 6x squared. So the factors of 4, right? We can say it's 2 and 2, right? What do we get? Say 2 and 2. It will not look very nice, right? So what do? We can say we have 4 and 1. So the bigger cross multiplication, take the sign of the middle term. So since this one is negative, it tells us the signs here. One was negative, the other was positive. So how do you decide which one will have a negative sign? The bigger cross multiplication will take the sign of the middle term. So this time that is 8x, this time this is 3x. So this bigger cross multiplication will take the sign of the middle term, which is negative, and this one will be positive. So this time this is minus 4, this time this is 6x squared. This times that is 3x, this time that is minus 8x. And when you add them, give you minus 5x, which is the middle term. So these are our factors. So we have 3x minus 4 and 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. Again, we have two brackets multiplying each other, and the answer is 0. What does that tell you? It's either this bracket is 0, which is 3x minus 4 is equal to 0, or the 2x plus 1 bracket is 0. One of them should be 0 if when you multiply them and the product is 0. So get that your x is equal to 4 over 3, or x is equal to minus half. So these are your factors. So what do we do from here? So you plot this guy. So this is a parabola. So you plot this parabola of yours. It has these intercepts. Just show the intercepts. So here the intercept at minus half, and the other intercept at 4 over 3, right? So if you plot it, it's this, have this shape here, right? So you want where your parabola, you want the x values where your parabola is less than 0. You want the x values, the values of x where your parabola is below 0, which is negative. Where is it negative? It's negative here, right? So where are the corresponding x values? These are the corresponding x values between minus 1 over 2 and 3 over 4 over 3. So your solution will be x is an element, which is x is between minus 1 over 2 and 4 over 3. You use round brackets because the endpoints are not included. Or one will say x is really between minus half and 4 over 3. Looks nice like this. So I think we're done here. Let's go to the next one, which is 1.1.4. What do we have? They gave us something like this. 9 raised x plus 9 is equal to 10 times 3 raised x, right? So the lowest base here is 3. So we must change that over there. So we have 3 raised to x plus 9 minus 10 times 3 raised x is equal to 0. This is what we have. So let's arrange this and move this closer. So 3 raised to x minus 10 times 3 raised x plus 9 is equal to 0. What do we do? Take out this 2, so you have 3 raised x all squared minus 10 times 3 raised x plus 9 is equal to 0. So what do you do from here? So when we're here, the easy way, since these two things look the same, you can say, let's let 3 raised x equal to k. Let's allow this to be k. Let's substitute k there instead. So we have k squared minus 10k plus 9 is equal to 0. We can factorize this because we know this is question 1. We normally get it like this. So when we factorize this is equal to 0, we can say, okay, add k here, add k there, add 9, add 1, add minus, add minus. So k is equal to 9, or k is equal to 1. What was k? K was 3 raised x, so you say 3 raised x is equal to 9, or 3 raised x is equal to 1. So your 3 raised x is equal to 3 squared, or your 3 raised x is equal to 3 raised 0, which is 1. Therefore, your x is equal to 2, or your x is equal to 0. So these are the solutions to this equation. These are the solutions to that equation. So we're done with 1.1. So now I'm going to clean the board, and then we go to 1.2 and 1.3. So now we're doing 1.2. 1.2 reads as follows. Solve for x and y on these two equations that we are given here, which is y minus 2x is equal to minus 1, and y squared minus 3xy is equal to minus 2. So they want you to solve for x and y simultaneously. So what do you do when you're given equations like this? You look for the one that looks very nice or simple, that is not very scary. So say this linear one is the nicest one. So you like linear equations. If it were you, you wish you can work with linear equations all the time because they're easy to solve. Then, on this linear equation of yours, make y the subject of the formula, solve for y. So transpose this to the other side, so you're left with y here. So y is equal to 2x minus 1. 5. From the first equation, you manipulated it such that you have solved your y. Then now, you go to the second one, which is this one here. On the second one, when you see your y, you substitute this thing because this thing is equal to y. This is y, which you substitute this thing there. This is y, which you substitute this thing here, which is 2x minus 1. So you have y squared. What do you substitute? Bracket. Substitute this thing because this is equal to y. So you have 2x minus 1 all squared. This is your y squared. Minus 3x y. What is y? It's 2x minus 1 is equal to minus 2. Then you simplify this. So multiply this bracket out. So there's 2 of these, 2x minus 1 and 2x minus 1. Minus, this time this, 6x squared plus 3x is equal to minus 2. Right? Then you multiply this bracket out. You know, this time this time that, this time this time that. So what you will get at the end is 4x squared, right? Minus 4x plus 1 minus what? Minus 6x squared plus 3x is equal to minus 2. Then you group the like terms. This one and this one belong to the same group, and this one and that one belong to the same group. This one is on its own here. So what do you have? You have this and that, which is minus 2x squared minus 2x squared. So this and that, this and that. So you have minus x plus 1 is equal to minus 2. Let's transpose this to the other side. So you have 0 is equal to 2x squared minus, plus x minus 2 minus 1. So 0 is equal to 2x squared plus x minus 3. Right? This is the situation that you have now. Then you can use the quadratic equation to solve this quadratic formula or try to factorize. So let's try to factorize it. So let's say you have 2x and x, right? Then you have 3 and 1. So since this one is negative, these two signs are not the same, right? And the bigger cross multiplication between these two will take the sign of the middle term. This time this is 3x, this time this is 2x. So this will be positive and that will be negative. So what do you have? Say this time this is 2x, this is negative 2x, this time that is plus 3x. So when you add them, they give you x, which is the middle term. So these are the factors. Or you can use the quadratic equation. So 0 is equal to 2x plus 1 and x minus 1. So you have two brackets multiplying each other. And the product, or actually is 2 plus 3, 2x plus 3. So you have two brackets multiplying each other and the product is 0. Which means this bracket 2x plus 1 is equal plus 3 is equal to 0, or x minus 1 is equal to 0, right? So you solve your x there. Your x is equal to minus 3 over 2, or your x is equal to 1. These are the values of x. Since you have the values of x, you need the values of y now. You know y is equal to 2 times x minus 1. So you can substitute the x values there to find the corresponding y values. So you say y is equal to 2x minus 1. Right? So y is equal to 2x, which is x minus 3 over 2 minus 1. So y is equal to, this and that go away, is minus 4. So you have minus 3 over 2 and minus 4. These are the coordinates. Or if your x is equal to 1, you have y is equal to 2 times 1 minus 1. So your y is equal to 1. So the coordinates is 1 and 1. So these are your solutions to this equation, to these two equations. So yeah, let's move to 1.3. What are you given for 1.3? I'm going to write it down. So now this is 1.3. 1.3 reads as follows. If x over y plus y over x is equal to 17 over 4, find the ratio of x to y. So find x divided, the value of x divided by y. So we are given that x plus y, x over y plus y over x is equal to 17 over 4. So they wanted to find the value of x over y. So what do you do? First simplify this thing. So you have x over y plus y over x is equal to 17 over 4. So you add these. So this time this xy, this time that x squared, this time that plus y squared is equal to 17 over 4. Right? Then you cross multiply. This times that, this time that. So you have 4x squared plus y squared plus 4y squared. So you have 4x squared plus 4y squared is equal to 17xy. Right? So if you look at this, this looks more like, so you can arrange, you can transpose this to the other side. So you have 4x squared minus 17xy plus 4y squared is equal to 0. Let's try to factorize this, right? So the factors of this is 2x and 2x, right? This time this is 4x squared. The factors of this guy here, what are they? We want to get 17, so we'll say 4y and y. So this time this 4x squared, this time this 4y squared. So since this one is positive, right, which means the signs of here are the same. So when you multiply these two, they give you a positive. Then, but since the middle term is negative, which means both of them are negative, right? So this times this is minus 8y. This time this is minus 2y. So this gives us minus 10y. So these factors are not correct. So we can put another 4 here. Looks like it will work. This time this is minus 16 xy. This time that. Actually it should be 1 here. So this time this minus 16xy, this and that, minus xy. So when you add them, you get minus 17xy, which is that. So these are your factors for this equation. So they are 4x minus y times y, x minus 4y is equal to 0. So again, you have two brackets multiplying each other and the product is 0. That means either this one is 0, which is 4x minus y is equal to 0, or x minus 4y is equal to 0. So 4x is equal to y here. So you can divide by 4y divided by 4y. So what do you get? You get that this and that cancel, this and that cancel. So you get x over y is equal to 1 over 4. Or say x is equal to 4y here. Divide by y, divide by y. So x over y is equal to 4. Here. So x over y is equal to 1 over 4. This side and there is equal to 4. I believe we're done with question 1. So we move to question 2. I'm going to clean the board.